Okay, the water system is gonna be awesome. I've been really figuring this out. I'm using every bit of space you possibly can on this thing. So what's gonna happen is these two bottles, 5-gallon jugs, will be able to be accessible from outside the van with a door. I mean, this piece is not permanent. And it will slot in basically. So I'm gonna make a shelf in here that's also gonna house, or like a place to sit my garbage can behind a drawer, which will be on a slider, so it'll come out right where you're kind of working, and I'll have my garbage can right there. That slides in on a shelf that will have a slot all the way forward or toward the door and around here. So these slot into a slot and they can't move around. And I might have some locks around the back that I just flip over and pin down or something. That way the top is fully held, so no matter what you do, it basically can't go anywhere. And I'll probably put some little feet where it keeps the bottom in, you know, just drill those into the wood here. So that's gonna be really cool. Like, I'm really excited for that and to see how that works and comes together. It's actually something I'm working on right now. You can see this shape. You see that slotted? That's where the neck of the bottles will slot in from the back. And then this shelf area is where my garbage cans can sit. Pretty cool. And there it is. Basically comes off the router like that. And I notched it in a couple areas for supports that I want to carry through. Basically these supports. And so theoretically this should just kind of slot in here, kind of, and then let's get it on there, and yeah, roughly like that. Got this little baby support out here, so obviously it's going to be up a little higher, and I'm going to have some foam around this, but you kind of get the idea. Okay, I've secured it in there a little better now. The shelf, it's where it's going to be, but man, it works great. Things slide out clear just right, and I can take it out right here. One out, the other one, as I'm pulling it out, I'm gonna just pull that out, empty my gray water. One thing I was concerned about is this tie down. This actually fastens this lower piece to the factory seat rails, so that's my main support for holding this stuff into the van actually. But this was getting real close to not clearing that, but it does slide by it just right. I just put that in, slide it in. Now I can't go forward and back, and I'm gonna make a little something that swivels over and pins down and locks this in. And then the top can't move, and if the top can't move, and there's gonna be some feet that these slide into and drop down into, boom. Put a little lock around it, and it can't go anywhere. Man, that is so sweet. On the other side, I got just enough room to slide my garbage can in and out, which will have a little door right here. I mean, it fits perfect there. I still have a little storage down there. Woo-wee! Another piece I've been working on is getting the refrigerator in. It is in now. Right now I have a kind of a makeshift locking mechanism for it, which is this dowel that actually uses the original shelf locking mechanism, which is a plastic little slider that notches down and it locks in the slider, but I'm not using that. I don't know if I'm going to use that eventually. I might, but anyways, I fabricated this system. It's 2 heavy-duty sliders. I took those out of a cabinet that I broke down. It was like another Craigslist free cabinet that I found on there, and I just literally took it apart just for the sliders. But that works pretty well. I have them on rubber, kind of a thick foam. It's this stuff. It's kind of a weird. It's a adhesive backed, like dense rubbery foam. So I'm using that as a little bit of a shock absorber underneath and on the sides of the cooler to give it a little shock support from if I hit bumpy roads and stuff. I feel like this thing should not be subject to like crazy jolts and jarring and stuff. Maybe just to help with the longevity of the thing. So far, yeah, I'm gonna have another shelf above this, so right here, so I'll have a shelf above it, these 2 shelves, and I use these cabinets, so I have a lot of storage here. And up here on top, I'm gonna eventually have a little bit of a pantry, and then if I move up higher, I'm gonna have shelves above as well. All right, so another thing I wanted to get situated is an upper shelf here. Here it is. This shelf, actually the shelf down in the front of the galley that I talked about earlier, and at the top here are specific a Baltic birch plywood, 1/2-inch plywood, but it also has a applewood veneer on both sides, and so the applewood looks like that. And actually, I clear coated all this and the sides and everything, and you know, the applewood doesn't look terrible, but I ended up printing this pattern, which is also a different type of butcher block pattern, onto it, and I use wood veneer, not wood, but floor varnish, some of the toughest and most scratch and abrasion resistant floor varnish that I could find to do the surfaces on those, and there's 5 coats on both of these. So eventually what this is going to do is go up here and right about there, and I want to make some custom, like more or less like shelf brackets there, but they're going to be custom. And so will the vertical here, which is going to come all the way out to the front here and then go across and support this shelf. It might even go above it, but I don't think so. And then I'm gonna have another support here, and I might carry this theme basically of this type of shelf support all the way around the van. So I'm not sure about my edging yet on this stuff, but it's coming along. I just need to basically design the shelves so I can actually see what they're gonna look like, or I'm sorry, design the shelf supports and this piece. Those are like the next pieces aside from the top 2 panels on the commode that I need to figure out next. So that's just a start. I have so much more planned. It's just when can I get to it, and I'm just trying to work as much as I can on it, but it definitely has been cold around here too. That doesn't make me super motivated, even though I do want to take a trip during the Christmas break down south somewhere, so I might do a little. I'm trying to get the toilet and the bathroom together as quick as possible, and the water system, because those are kind of crucial. I mean, once I have that, it's actually kind of ready to go for a maiden voyage where most all the systems are like in effect, you know, just working. So I'm pretty stoked about this. See you guys soon.